So the Star Wars Episode 9 teaser trailer has been released, and today we're going to discuss exactly what it is that we've seen in that trailer. Now, to get started, this is essentially a glorified teaser trailer, and while that sounds like it has a negative connotation to it, I assure you that it doesn't. I think this is exactly what they needed to do, and it's not a full trailer. So, one, due to its length, and two, because it doesn't really show any sort of narrative. This isn't really giving away too much about what the film is about, save for a few big reveals. Now, before you say, well, Fuzzboy, it's about Rey and Kylo, and now the Emperor is back, that stuff's pretty obvious. If there's anything we know about Star Wars marketing is that they are pretty deceitful. That being said, I do think this is going to be a little bit more straightforward of a film because this is like the third act. It's the third part of a trilogy. It's the third act. Too much convoluted storytelling would be a little bit too much to digest within this. So I think this movie is definitely going to be a little bit more focused, and I think that that's exactly what Star Wars needs to do for this final film. We see Rey in this trailer with the repaired Anakin saber, assumingly facing down Kylo Ren and his TIE silencer. Now, the repaired saber, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt that that might not be her final saber. I would like Rey to create her own, even if it is like a final scene where she's doing that. But, I mean, everyone was thinking the lightsaber staff, which would have been awesome. Now, assumingly she's facing down Kylo Ren and his TIE silencer, like I mentioned, and this could be their final battle, but I don't think that's the case, and I'll get to why momentarily. Now we get some voiceover from Luke telling Rey that thousands of generations of Jedi are in her. I'd like them to show this in some sort of way. Luke might not even be talking to Rey here. This could even be directed at his angsty nephew. So we'll see. You never know. We'll get to Kylo Ren. So there's a nice shot of what I'm assuming is the ship that Rey is watching fly away from her in the Force Awakens flashback that she has, meaning that we could get a more clearer reveal on her lineage. I'm assuming that the title, which we'll get to, is talking about Rey. It could mean something else completely, but if it is talking about Rey, I have some issues with Rey being a Skywalker, or at least Luke being Rey's father, because they've already done Luke bad. They've already done my boy bad. Making him an absent father deliberately would not be good for his character. We get Kylo Ren. He's body slamming a guy with the exhaust vent part of his lightsaber. So that's very cool. A fuzzy man repairs Kylo's helmet. So far, we're about a minute and some odd seconds in, and JJ is having a field day with Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. Just kind of repairing everything, I suppose. We got Finn and Poe posing for their cover of their first Christian rock album, a new droid, and Lando in tubes in the Falcon. That's going to be a super exciting scene. I hope that they treat Lando correctly. Everyone's saying, oh, don't kill Lando. I don't think they're going to, but I hope that doesn't just mean that it's going to be like, oh, look, Lando's alive in this movie at the end, but he didn't do anything. Like, no, he's still got to do stuff. Then some battle scenes in the desert, jetpack troopers, A-Wings, perhaps a mother-daughter reunion, if she is Leia's daughter, or Luke's and Leia's daughter. Oh, and Leia is holding the medal that she gave to either Luke or Han. Kind of a nice touch there. So typically what you'd expect to see in a Star Wars teaser 101, there's really nothing that new. It feels kind of barren. There's no like crazy imagery, minus a couple things that you'd like typically see where like every shot of a Star Wars trailer is like, what's that? What's that? What's that? Are they going to make that toys? Yeah, I mean, it looks adventurous. I'm getting like some Last Crusade vibes, but I think in the next trailer, like the full first story trailer, we're going to get like all the, hey, let's make all this stuff into toys imagery. But then we got the whole group together, which is cool. I'm really glad Rey, Finn, and Poe are going to be hanging out. That's kind of what I wanted to see this whole time. And on what I believe to be a moon, if not the moon of Endor, that they're on, the forest moon, because there are oceans on it. You can see the planet from far away, where they're peering at the wreckage of the Death Star, and you can see the dish out in the ocean. And this is leading the audience to assume that they need to go there for something, or they are looking for something or someone. Oh, look.
No one's ever really gone.
This is very, very bad.
So Palpatine is back, at least in some way. My theory is, and this ties into why I don't think Rey is fighting Kylo Ren in that one sequence that we got in the beginning of the teaser, because, well, the Emperor is back, the bigger bad, the main man, you know, who's obviously been up to stuff in between Return of the Jedi and now. But I believe that maybe Rey and Kylo have a confrontation there. They do have to at some point, but their final battle, I don't think so. No. So number one, a small tidbit, but the shooty buttons on the joysticks of his TIE silencer, they're not there. He's just kind of holding some weird handlebars. Like it doesn't appear to be any shooty buttons. And they deliberately don't show the pilot, which leads me to assume that maybe that like Space Walmart was having a sale on those type of gloves because they do look like Kylo's, but this could be another character. So number 3, I don't think Kylo would just ram Rey with his TIE silencer. I think that'd be too risky and inaccurate, and she would do exactly what she did, which was pretty cool. But I just think he'd be better off shooting her if he's going to stay in his TIE silencer. I just think that he would want to fight her personally instead of render her grandma to his reindeer. And I could be wrong. These clips are always cryptic, and I think for a reason, but they deliberately don't show Kylo there. Maybe it's not Kylo. Maybe he's got an expression on his face that would give away that he's not trying to kill her. Maybe he's even training her. And this I'm kind of torn on, because it would be cool to see Kylo remain just a bad guy, but if he becomes a better bad guy. So right now he's too rash and irrational and tantrumy, and he needs to be more cool and collected. If he wants to be like Vader, he can go the Vader route and not say much, but just choke people out if he wants to. But I definitely see a redemption arc for him. He is, in my opinion, a very interesting and complex character. One of my favorites in the new sequel trilogy. I know people give him crap for being angsty, but I do actually really like Kylo Ren, and I just think that it would serve the story better and more interestingly if he got a redemption arc. Again, it would still be cool to just see him become the full bad guy, but I don't think they're going to do that, especially with the Emperor being in the picture now. Kind of like a versus movie, like a monster versus movie. There's always like a bigger bad that they got to team up and fight, and now the Emperor is back. So back to my theory. Kylo talks to Grandpappy's helmet. We know that. But we know Vader, Anakin, is a good boy now. But Kylo is talking to someone. And the Emperor's cackling days aren't over. Oh. So the Emperor is posing as Vader to manipulate Kylo Ren via Force Skype into doing his bidding, because the Emperor has since learned to cheat death, like he talks about in the prequels, and he has already reigned the galaxy on the forefront as the known Emperor, but that's too scary and dangerous, so now he's just going to do it behind the curtain. If you want to get really technical, this brings it back to Legends. While the Emperor wasn't alive, he did still have an influence, and Leia flies through where he died on the Death Star and gets like she blacks out, and Mara Jade is like still being influenced by like his Force visions or something. If you really want to dig in the Thrawn trilogy, the one that I'm speaking of right now, Luke learns of this old ancient dark Jedi, Master Sabaoth, who is not supposed to be alive, but he was cloned, so he's kind of deteriorating. So that maybe is what Snoke is, because if you look at the Prime Jedi that Luke and Rey are sitting upon in Ahch-To, the temple, where he's pretending to give her lessons or something, it looks like Snoke on the ground. Like that Prime Jedi that they're sitting on or sitting near looks like Snoke. So my theory is maybe Snoke was a Prime Jedi, but the Emperor has since cloned him. Like it wasn't a phase, Mom. Like cloning is my thing. And maybe he cloned Snoke, and that's why he was deteriorating. And then that's why he's like less threatening in The Last Jedi, where he still does scary things, but he's not all there, and obviously his downfall is arrogance, which is a cliche downfall. But if you were smart and are deteriorating because you're a clone, that would make more sense. So that's kind of my theory on that, with Snoke at least. So this is kind of just alluding to the fact that if Palpatine is still around, whether it's in the flesh or he's body snatching or he's just an evil Force ghost, maybe he figured out how to do that. I think that he had multiple contingency plans. So Snoke didn't work, but hey, I have a backup plan. I've been pretending to be Kylo's creepy grandpa and telling him to do bad things, and that's kind of working right now because he's the supreme leader now. So I think Palpatine is just pulling the strings from behind the curtain. But to do what? What does the Emperor actually want? Who knows? So yeah, more than likely Kylo is going to be getting sick of being run around by all these old guys in the galaxy and want to do his own thing, and he'll learn the truth about his grandfather, although I feel like Luke and Leia would have already told him, but maybe due to rumors and leaks we've heard, he will talk to Anakin, and Anakin will kind of persuade him, and he'll change his ways. I think that a redemption arc would be good. I still kind of want him to just be bad, but a better bad guy, and Palpatine is kind of either his downfall or something. I don't know how I want the movie to end, but I'm willing to give it a chance. I think that they're going to do a pretty good job with this. It seems more focused, but that's just my theory about the trailer, what we've gotten so far. Again, Star Wars marketing is typically cryptic. I think at least I'm somewhere in the realm of possibility with how the story is going to play out. So after that, the title is revealed, The Rise of Skywalker. That's about all I got for you guys today. I am going to do a video about what the title, The Rise of Skywalker, might mean, who it might pertain to, if it even pertains to just one person or what. But like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.